Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 251. Thank you for all the awesome messages I received via email or social media for the 250th episode milestone of Tech It Out last weekend. I really appreciate it, and I am proud that this syndicated radio show and podcast is resonating with so many. I'll announce the winner of our awesome ASUS laptop giveaway in a moment, but first, a sincere thank you to Radio America, which distributes Tech It Out. Thank you to the awesome sponsors of the show, like ASUS, Western Digital, and Visa. And most of all, thank you, the listeners, who I do it all for every week. If you like the show, please rate us on your favorite podcast platform. Just do a search for Tech It Out, and hopefully you're listening and subscribing. Or if you want to say hi on social media, drop me a line. You can ask tech questions, read my tech tips of the day, watch videos. There's contests and a lot more. It's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. And I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All right, thanks to all those who entered to win the grand prize, the ASUS VivoBook 13 Slate OLED, valued at $600. It's billed as the world's first 13.3-inch OLED Windows detachable laptop. That's right, it has a gorgeous OLED touchscreen that can be used as a tablet as well. The winner of this ASUS giveaway is Kim Wood from San Antonio, Texas. Congratulations to Kim Wood for winning the ASUS VivoBook 13 Slate OLED. I'm waiting on her permission to share what city or state she's from, but her name was randomly drawn from all of the entries we received. And don't worry, if you didn't win, we will have many more giveaways throughout the year. But congratulations to Kim Wood. Well, we have a great Tech It Out for you this hour. We're going to start with robotic lawnmowers. Then we'll chat with Verizon about some great deals they have and tips to saving money with your mobile phone carrier, including perks that you may not be aware of. Then, if you're a pet owner, you're going to love our chat with Vetster, an app and website that lets you securely video chat with a licensed veterinarian, something you may want to do while you're traveling this summer with your pets, something 55% of pet owners said they're going to be doing, according to a Hilton survey. And finally, we learn about SanDisk Pro, a rugged and fast storage solution for content creators on the go. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. All right, let's kick things off with our first interview. Whenever I do a TV segment and show robotic lawnmowers from Husqvarna, the Automower family, I always get a flood of messages afterwards, as it seems like science fiction, yet it is available now, and it works great too. Since the summer is here, a time where, you may be doing things that you actually want to do and not chores that you don't like, I wanted to invite onto the show Lauren Ulrey. She's Vice President and General Manager of Robotics North America at Husqvarna. Welcome to the show, Lauren. Good to chat with you.
You too, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Now, before we talk about what's new with Husqvarna, let's take a look back for a second. Tell us about the company. I mean, is it really over 300 years old?
It is. So Husqvarna was started in Sweden more than 330 years ago. And people are familiar with all sorts of products that Husqvarna has offered throughout the years, sewing machines, motorcycles, but we're really most notably known, especially in the US, for our lawn care equipment, specifically robots in Europe and now coming to North America. But we have a full breadth of products, including zero-turn mowers and leaf blowers and trimmers and all sorts of things you need to take care of your yard.
Yeah, so let's double down on that for this interview. Talk to us about the Automower line of robotic lawnmowers, which, as you hinted at, is what a lot of people know Husqvarna for in North America.
Yeah, so automowers are actually have been around for a long time in Europe. So if you go to Europe, 1 in 3 lawns is cut with a robot, which of course is not what we have here in North America. But we've really brought forth the automower into North America in the last several years because we see how relevant it is. So an automower is really different than what people are used to for cutting their grass. Normally you go out on Saturday or Sunday and you spend several hours, hocking off half of the grass that's grown all week. And the automower works really differently. So it cuts every day. We call it micro mulching. It's a tiny amount of grass that it cuts almost like if you got a haircut every day, puts it back.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
It puts it back into the grass as fertilization. So you have to fertilize less. But it really makes the lawn look beautiful all the time versus once a week kind of cutting that grass down and half of the grass off and really damaging the grass. So automower is just a better way to keep your lawn healthier. Plus, you don't have to do anything. The automower goes out on its own schedule. You control it all from your app. Mine runs from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. every day. So it's silent and really takes care of the lawn and you don't even notice.
So it's better on the environment too, not just noise pollution, but because it's not gas-based, it's electric, it's quieter and zero emissions. So it's kind of like a win-win. And as I hinted off the top, a lot of people do not like cutting their grass. They want to enjoy their summer with their family and friends and do things they actually want to like to do. So why not enlist the help of a robot, which I really love the idea behind. Before we talk about what's new, the 415X, let's just quickly go over how it works. So you first install like a ground wire, right? I mean, it's a one-time thing just to keep it on your property.
Yeah. So you use two different kinds of wires, a boundary wire, which really goes around the outside of your property and also around stay-out zones. So say you have flower beds, you want to make sure that the automower doesn't go into.
Sure.
And the boundary wire on the edge of your yard, so it doesn't run into the road or your driveway. Then we have a guide wire, which brings it back to its home base. So that's patented in Husqvarna only. And so the mower goes out on its own based on where the wires are buried underground. And there's two ways to do it. You can have the mower professionally installed, in which someone comes out and they do bury the wire, similar to an invisible dog fence.
Yeah.
Or we do sell them DIY, where you can install the wire yourself. And that's typically kind of tacked along the outside of your yard with staples and a mallet.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be underground, but a lot of people like that. You don't see it. You only have to do it once, but it's good to see that there's an option as a DIY as well. All right. So the latest in the family, I think it was unveiled back in April, if I'm not mistaken, the 415X. Talk to us about it.
Yeah. So the 415X is a low cut model. So for those sorts of grass that you like to keep low, like a zoysia or a Bermuda, and it is for, up to about 0.4 acres of cutting. So not necessarily a yard that's 0.4 acres. You can have a bigger yard and you're cutting 0.4. But it is a really great model specifically for, a smaller amount of turf. It has all sorts of new features, firmware over the air. It's hose washable, which is something that we know our customers really want to do. They want to just hit it with the hose versus kind of, cleaning out the wheels themselves. It runs in the rain. It does narrow passageways. So it has all sorts of new technology, but similar to our whole line, totally controlled by the app or your Alexa or Google Home, and really, operates on its own. So it's a great new model, especially for one of those, a bit smaller of a yard, but it has all the features and benefits of even our larger mowers.
We're chatting with Lauren Ulrey, VP and GM of Robotics North America at Husqvarna, the folks behind the Automower family of robotic lawnmowers. They autonomously will cut your grass for you. And it's like, I like, Lauren, how you call it micro mulching. So it quietly cuts the grass and then leaves it on top as a natural fertilizer, which results in a very lush lawn, which is what we all want. And these things can even handle, obstacles like rocks or even steep slopes, right? It'll navigate around things like garden gnomes and rocks. And even if it's a steeper kind of lawn, it'll handle those too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on the model and the complexity of your yard, you choose a different model. Okay. Some people have really steep slopes. Some people have just a square, flat. Those are different. We don't want to overdo it, but we have a model really for every yard.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you choose an automower for your property. It's not just the size of your lawn, but also the shape.
It's really based on slope, size of lawn, and the grass type. We have two different kinds of models, a low cut and a high cut. And that varies on how how high you like to keep your grass and the kind of grass you have. And a lot of people don't know, right? It's green. I don't know. So we have,
that's more like me.
Help.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought low cut and high cut were sneakers. All right.
Yeah. It just grows based on, when it rains. And low cut is things like zoysia or Bermuda that you like to keep really tight, more of a sports turf. And then we have high cut grass, like a fescue that grows, more lush and green, prone to a higher cut. If you cut it too low, it could die. And so we have different models that are for low cut and high cut, depending on your grass type. And if you don't know, that's okay too. It can help you decide both if you have a consultation with one of our employees and installers or a dealer, or if you buy DIY online.
Talk to us a bit more about the app that you mentioned earlier and the smart speaker support. Can you give us an example without making all of our listeners' smart speakers go off of what you can say to your device in your home in order to initiate a lawn cut?
Yeah, on our website, we have all of the available commands that you can give whatever home system you have. But we do have our Automower Connect app where you can set your schedule and the times that you want it to go out and control everything from your phone. So it's all connected. You can kind of work it however you live your life from remote places. So you can be on vacation and have your grass being cut, or you can want to do it at the push of a button every time. And if you want to show the cool robot to your neighbors, you can do that too. But you can definitely set it and forget it.
Awesome. And we should also mention there's also anti-theft alarms, which are also part of lifting it all up, which you can all read about at the website. With that in mind, what is the best website to learn more? And how much does the Automower 415X start at?
The Automower 415X starts at $1,300, depending on if you want to do DIY or professional install. But you can go to automower.com and learn all about our different models.
All right. Lauren, great to chat with you. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope you have a good summer not cutting your grass.
Thanks, Mark. You too.
When we return, how to save money with your phone carrier. We'll be right back with Verizon on Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. As you heard in the last block, we gave away an awesome ASUS laptop to the winner of last weekend's contest to celebrate the 250th episode of Tech It Out. This program is powered by ASUS for those in search of incredible. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. And that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, keyboards, mice, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. You get the idea. ASUS.com/US/radio to learn more. That's ASUS.com/US/radio. Let's face it, many of us are trying to save money this summer, and depending which carrier you're with, you may find some great deals on new devices and family plans and bundles. There's perks you may not know about and more, as we're going to hear now from Verizon's Ashley Collette. She's communications manager for Verizon Consumer Group. Hi, Ashley. Great to chat with you again.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Sure. As I hinted at off the top, it's been a tough go for many of us these days with the rising cost of living, with gas and groceries. So why don't we start off with a free 5G phone for both new and current customers? Usually those deals are only for new customers that we hear about, right?
You're totally on the money, Mark. They usually are for new customers, but at Verizon, we want to show the love for all our customers. So new or current, you trade in your phone, sign up for one of our amazing 5G unlimited plans, and you can get up to $800 to put towards a new 5G phone.
All right. So by trading up your existing phone, whether you're a new or existing customer with Verizon, you can get up to $800 to put towards a 5G device.
That is correct.
And what are the different plans out there?
We have 4 great 5G unlimited plans to choose from. We have 5G Start, 5G Play More, 5G Do More, and 5G Get More. These all offer you access to our 5G nationwide network.
All right. And then these are obviously different prices based on what you need. You can choose what tier you want. And then 5G, of course, is the 5th generation of cellular connectivity, which in plain English is much faster. There's also things like lower latency and higher density, meaning more devices in the same area, like at a football game or something. You're not going to notice any slowdown. But has 5G rolled out across most urban centers, or is it still in the growing stage?
For Verizon, our 5G nationwide network is available in more than 2,700 cities. So if you're looking at a coverage map, it's going to pretty much cover all of America, which is why we say we're the network more Americans rely on. That is the truth. We have a lot of coverage across the United States.
Okay. And without getting too specific, there are some markets that have faster speeds than others. I think that's fair across the board. But again, you're talking about a jump from 4G. So if you're doing things like video calling or multiplayer gaming on your devices, you're going to notice a difference. For those in rural areas, if it's a 5G device, it will at least fall back on 4G.
Oh, absolutely. Any 5G device that you buy will work on 4G.
Okay. And there is a map at the Verizon.com website. So you can see, based on where you live or where you may be traveling to this summer, where you're going to get the different kinds of coverage of 5G.
Absolutely. Okay. You can go to our website, type in your address, and see what coverage is like in your area.
And Ashley, for this upgrade offer for a free 5G phone or up to $800 to put towards a 5G phone, we are chatting with Ashley Collette. She is communications manager for Verizon. We're talking about how your carrier can help save you money this summer, especially with what's going on with inflation and higher fuel costs, even the cost of borrowing for mortgages, with the feds raising their interest rates. So we're kind of getting it from all sides. So anytime you can get a little bit of help, any kind of relief is welcome, no doubt. And with that in mind, Ashley, Verizon also offers perks for its customers that they may or may not know about. And that includes things like free streaming services and all that. Can you talk to us about what Verizon offers?
Absolutely. We actually just added 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data to our most affordable 5G unlimited plan. So 5G Start now comes with 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot data at no cost to our customers. So we just threw that in for free last week. And for perks, all of our 5G unlimited plans offer them. You're going to find things like Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Hulu, Apple Arcade, Google Play Pass, Apple Music across all of our plans. So you might get that free for 6 months, might be for a year. I would encourage people to check out our website to see all of the perks that are included. Our best 5G unlimited plans offer the most perks, actually up to $90 per month of value. And that is the most included value in the industry offered by any carrier.
Mm-hmm. True story, Ashley. A friend of mine is a Star Wars fan, but he didn't have Disney Plus and he wanted to buy it to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi, the newest series.
Yes.
I said, wait, you're on Verizon, right? He's like, yeah. And he didn't know he was eligible to get, I think it's 6 months free of Disney Plus streaming.
Absolutely. I think these are perks that save you money at a time when people want to be doing that. I think your carrier is a great place to look, especially to bundle. We also offer 5G home internet.
Is this like a bundle with your wireless service as well as an at-home service? So you can sort of cut the cable at home and use 5G at home?
I couldn't have said it better. Yes, Verizon offers home internet. We offer 5G home internet, so that's our wireless network. You can also get Fios in some areas. Regardless of what you choose, if you bundle these internet offers with your wireless plan, you're going to pay $25 for internet.
Wow.
That's a great savings right there. And all of our home internet plans have no hidden fees, no annual contracts, no extra charges for required equipment. So the price is the price, guarantee. You can go to Verizon.com, find it there. For everything we're talking about today, it would be Verizon.com/plans/unlimited. You can always check out all the latest deals we have, Verizon.com/deals.
All right. Great to chat with you as always, Ashley. I hope you have a great rest of your summer. Thanks for carving out some time.
Thanks for having me, Mark. I appreciate it.
If you own a pet, you're going to want to hear this next segment with Vetster. Stay with us on Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Many of us saw the benefits of virtual healthcare over the past couple of years, where in the comfort of your home, you could seek health advice from a remote medical professional. And only if you need to be seen in person would you need to go to a doctor's office. Well, that modern convenience can also be applied to your pets. Chatting with a veterinarian has never been easier thanks to platforms like Vetster. Thrilled to have back onto the show Mark Bordeaux. He's co-founder and CEO at Vetster, here to chat with us about its summer campaign and more. Welcome back to the show, Mark. Good to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you again, Mark. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, sure. Now, before we get into what people need to know about telehealth, please give us a high-level view of what Vetster is all about.
Absolutely. Vetster is an essential service for every pet owner. We are on-demand, online vet appointments. Vetster connects thousands of pet owners to licensed veterinarians ready to provide the best online services through our video chat appointments, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is the best kept secret in pet care, Mark.
I like that. Can you walk us through how it works? I believe it's both an app and a website.
Correct. It is both an app and a website. We've really tried to take the in-clinic experience and move it online. We are not here to replace the clinic, but we are really complementary to the brick and mortar clinic. So when you can't get into your vet, when you can't get to your vet, if the vet is cost prohibitive, Vetster is an incredible solution for pet care for all those instances. And it's so super easy. Download the app, browse for a vet that you feel comfortable with. You'll be able to see the languages they speak, their license information. You'll be able to read a bio about them and even see the reviews of the thousands of others that have used the vets that you're looking at. Mm-hmm. And then once you find a vet that you're comfortable with, you'll be able to very quickly book an appointment for any time from an immediate appointment to a future date where you can have a one-on-one consult with a live veterinarian, licensed veterinarian at Vetster.
Okay. And you said it's a video chatting platform. Would you have your pet with you for the vet to see, or can you just explain, what's going on?
Mark, I'm walking through the neighborhoods of Toronto and pets are high-fiving me everywhere I go because they no longer have to visit the vet. It's certainly helpful if you have your animal with you, but Vetster allows you to upload videos and photos of the pet. So more often than not, we've removed all the anxiety that your pet would normally have by going into the clinic. And now your pet is just resting comfortably beside you and maybe can be seen on the camera. But really, many times having the pictures or videos are completely sufficient.
Okay. And should you need to see a vet in person, something more serious going on, does the remote veterinarian who you're chatting with online recommend someone, or you just go to your go-to vet that you may have seen in person already?
Vetster doesn't recommend any specific veterinarian clinic. So there is the case where you need to go actually in clinic to see a veterinarian in person, then have to go and find the most convenient one for you.
Got it. And you're available in every state. Is that right?
Correct. We are available in every state across all the U.S.
And do you need to see a vet in your specific state, or does it not matter? Could you be in Florida and then decide to chat with someone in California?
Yeah, when you're speaking about telehealth, and if it's a question about diet, nutrition, or just general care, that can be telehealth, and that can be any veterinarian across North America could see you for that appointment. It doesn't have to be related to your specific geo, but when you're looking for telemedicine and possibly a diagnosis and a prescription, that is regulated by your state. And so we would only have veterinarians within the state where the patient is to see that.
And Mark, what if you need a prescription for your pet? How does that work?
Yeah, so across North America, depending on the state where you live, each geography has different regulations, but where regulations permit, our veterinarians are able to diagnose and prescribe medication, and we can have it delivered either directly to your door or to your local pharmacy, whatever is more convenient. It is super cool, Mark. It is one of the best features of the site.
Yeah, that's really handy for sure. We are chatting with Mark Bordeaux. He is co-founder and CEO at Vetster. This is a telehealth platform for pets. So you can virtually chat with a veterinarian with or without your pet beside you out of the convenience of your home, which I really like. Or maybe you're at the office and you want to chat with a vet without leaving your desk. You can do that as well. Talk to us, Mark, about some of the misconceptions of telehealth and also your summer campaign that's coming up. What are you working on?
For sure. So as we get into the summer, now it's not even just getting care while you're at home or while you're at the office, but it could be getting care while you're on the road, whether you're hopping in an RV and traveling across the U.S. or whether you've rented a cabin or a lake house or a cottage. It is an essential service to be for preparation while you're on the road and traveling. And so recommendation is to download the Vetster app and be prepared. So when you have your animal traveling with you, you could get care, again, across any state or any province. We are working on all kinds of things with our summer campaigns. We're working with the ability to get flea and tick medication very quickly. We're currently offering 30% off your appointments, in fact, for all those interested in a recommendation on flea and tick medication. But primarily, when I think about the summer campaigns, it's all about preparedness and just making sure that as you travel with your pet, you know that Vetster is with you. And it's really like having a vet on your phone wherever you go.
Yeah, that's great. Why don't we wrap up on costs? I'm sure our listeners are curious. So I think your vets set their own pricing, if I'm not mistaken. In other words, you can shop around for a vet based on location or specialty or pricing as well.
Correct. All of our veterinarians set their own pricing for their appointments. And so with the Vetster Marketplace, you're able to browse our marketplace and select a vet that meets your requirements, including cost. So you can browse and find the right price for you in the moment.
And what about meds? If you need a prescription, is it comparable to seeing, your local vet?
It is comparable. It's even less when you're working with Vetster. We're so proud of a new partnership that we announced about 60 days ago with Pet Meds Express, where now Vetster is working with America's Pet Pharmacy and the most trusted name in prescription and OTC fulfillment. Can now deliver very quickly across the United States with our partnership with Pet Meds.
All right. OTC is, of course, over the counter. And Mark, as we wrap up, where should our listeners get going with Vetster? Do you recommend first downloading the app and creating an account, or going to the website first?
Either works great. You can go to vetster.com and be on the website, but we do recommend if you're traveling this summer, have the app on your phone. It is an incredible app that is regularly updated and is the best kept secret in pet care.
All right. Vetster.com, Vetster.com. And then again, you just go to the App Store if you're on iPhone or iPad and type in Vetster, or the Google Play Store if you're on an Android device. And it takes just a minute or so to sign up and you're good to go. Mark Bordeaux, thank you so much for your time. Great to chat with you, and I do hope you have a fantastic summer.
Thank you, Mark. Really appreciated being here. Have a great day.
The latest from SanDisk when we return on Tech It Out.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. If you're a regular listener to Tech It Out, you know I like to highlight smart computer accessories, whether they be internal or external ones, to help you do more in less time, protect your work, and help unlock your true potential. And this also pertains to smart storage. So we're now going to learn about the new SanDisk Professional PRO-BLADE modular SSD or solid state drive ecosystem with Christina Garza, joining us as Director of Product Marketing at Western Digital, the parent company to SanDisk. Hi, Christina. Great to chat with you again.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks. So now before we talk about the PRO-BLADE modular SSD ecosystem, Christina, please talk to us a bit about SanDisk Professional, the brand.
Yeah, so SanDisk Professional has been a project that launched last year. It's almost 1 year now. Basically, what we did was we took our very well-known G Technology brand that had established itself within the media and entertainment industry in Hollywood, in the UK and beyond. And we took that brand and wanted to grow it to a much larger scale globally. With that, we did find some challenges with the G Technology brand to be able to do that. So we looked at our very well-known SanDisk brand, which we knew that the cards that SanDisk has, especially the Extreme Pro card line, were already being used by the same professionals in the creative industry that were using our G Technology products. So in order to consolidate the number of brands under the Western Digital Corporation, we decided to evolve the G Technology brand and lineup of products into a SanDisk Professional brand so that we could do two things. One, leverage the awareness, the global awareness of SanDisk. We have a very large business under the SanDisk brand. And again, people love our cards, are very loyal to our brand. And so we decided that that was the right step to take with the G Technology products, was fold them under that SanDisk brand so that we could expand into more countries, more verticals, by leveraging that SanDisk awareness. And so in doing that, we were able to now expand into a number of new countries that we previously had not sold the G technology products, such as China, Australia, moving into a number of different Asian countries, especially European countries as well.
Great.
And so being able to do that now with SanDisk Professional has allowed us to leverage that awareness into new countries.
Awesome. So yeah, for decades, I've been using SanDisk memory cards and USB drives and so on. So it's a familiar name. And then now for the professional space, and we'll dig deeper a bit more as to whom you're looking to embrace this new line of accessories in a moment. But as you said, it's part of the Western Digital family under the umbrella. And I think, Christina, we should clarify what an SSD is, or solid state drive, before we talk about this new product offering. How do SSDs differ from regular external hard drives?
Yeah, so external hard drives, they work off of spinning disks that also have a head, if you will.
Yeah,
that
it's like a platter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Similar to a record player that has a head that reads the music. Same with a spinning hard drive. Platters that spin, and they have a head that reads and writes data onto that spinning drive. Now, very high capacity capabilities with hard drives. So being able to store a lot of photos, videos, business files, anything, very high capacity content into hard drives. The difference with solid state drives, and it's in the name, it's solid state, meaning it doesn't have moving parts. So it doesn't have spinning disks. It doesn't have a head that moves back and forth. So it makes it a lot more durable as far as drops and things like that. You have to be much more careful with hard drives. In addition, because it's not doing a read-write with a spinning drive and a head that moves back and forth, you have much faster access to all of the data. So you can save faster and you can access the data much faster. Solid state drives are mostly used in cases now where you need to save and access immediately. You're not saving and putting on your desk and maybe I'll access that data a few weeks down the road. Solid state drives are used more like scratch drives. You can access the data very quickly once you save it, and you're usually working off of an SSD.
So external hard drives are still great for massive amounts of storage that you want to maybe back up and put away in a dry place. And then the SSD or solid state drive has several advantages over an HDD or hard disk drive, mainly that they're much faster for reading and writing data. They're more durable. They're less prone to damage because there is no moving parts. They're often lighter, smaller, and they consume less power. So I know when you plug it into a laptop in the field, for example, you're a photographer or a videographer and you're looking to edit some stuff, it sips rather than gulps electricity, in part because there is no spinning disk or platter or anything like that. So this is all great setup to chat about the new PRO-BLADE modular SSD ecosystem, which was just announced a couple of weeks back. Please talk to us about it, Christina.
We're very excited about this new product line. It really is going to be a game changer when it pertains to multi-drive usage. So this is more focused on people that do have a need for multiple drives, high capacity. They're not necessarily a one drive, just back up or edit right off of one particular SSD. What the new PRO-BLADE modular SSD ecosystem allows you to do is now, instead of having to buy multiple portable SSDs where you have a cable, the enclosure, all the accessories, all those different elements, with the PRO-BLADE ecosystem, it is revolved around a PRO-BLADE SSD mag. So it's an NVMe size, M.2 size SSD, if you will, and it's built with a non-proprietary connector that slides really easily into the two enclosures that we've developed. The PRO-BLADE Transport, which is a portable enclosure, and the PRO-BLADE Station, that is the desktop enclosure. So with this now, what it enables you to do is carry as much capacity as you need in a really small footprint with the SSD mags. And now when you need to leverage a portable SSD, you insert it into the PRO-BLADE Transport enclosure, and you now have a portable SSD.
More with Christina Garza from SanDisk when we return on Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Before we continue chatting with SanDisk, and speaking of protection and security, we do cover cybersecurity a lot on Tech It Out, and I'm thrilled about my partnership with Visa. They've made some significant investments in fraud prevention over the past 5 years. $9 billion of an investment, that is, to support Visa's brand promise to protect the financial information of individuals and businesses. Zero liability, of course, means peace of mind when you shop online using your Visa card. There can be no half measures when it comes to cybersecurity, which is why the company takes an aggressive and multi-layered approach to combating the rising threat of malicious software. Read more about Visa and how securing the world's payments is priority one at visa.com/security. We are chatting with Christina Garza from SanDisk about the new PRO-BLADE modular SSD or solid state drive. So who would you say this would be ideal for?
The creative industry is going to pick this up more quickly, I think, and more immediately because we already have the portable SSD usage out there for independent professionals who are traveling constantly, travel vloggers, photographers on the road that need to carry a lot of equipment and gear as they're hiking and trekking, but they need all the capacity but don't want all the bulk of the gear. So now they can carry, as much capacity as they need. And with all these very thin gumstick size mags, up to 4 terabytes per mag in a very small footprint. So it reduces the amount of gear they need to carry without limiting the amount of capacity they can carry.
And that's impressive because usually it's a hard drive that would have that kind of storage. So up to 4 terabytes of SSD. And as you said, they're more durable and as small as like a stick of gum. And again, you just snap it into the enclosure when you want to add more.
Correct. Because the creative industry just has that massive capacity need, we do see an opportunity to grow into new industries from IT, research and development. Anyone, regardless of your industry, that needs high capacity in a very portable design that's very fast, this product will be right for them. So it's really about people who are already using SSDs and need to make sure they're adding capacity in an easy way when needed.
Awesome. So there's no trade-offs. It's fast and high capacity as well. And how much do these start at? And what is the official name of the product? I know we've been calling it the ecosystem, but that implies there's a few in the family that all work together, right?
Correct. The SSD mag is called the PRO-BLADE SSD mag, and that is the NVMe SSD.
Right. And that's the connector type. We should just clarify. NVMe. It's faster than the old SATA connection, right?
Correct. Yes.
And how much does that mag cost?
It starts at $179.99 for the 1 terabyte, all the way up to the 4 terabyte, which starts at $599.99.
Okay. And as you said, you can buy SSDs and snap them in as well, separately.
Correct. So the SSD actually pairs nicely with our enclosure. So we have a portable enclosure that is called the PRO-BLADE Transport, and it's a single slot. It's USB-C Gen 2 2x2, which means it can get up to 2,000 megabytes per second. And we also have the desktop version of the enclosure, which is the PRO-BLADE Station. Now, this one is a workhorse. It is a Thunderbolt 3 interface, so that when you do populate that enclosure with the SSD mags, you are going to get incredible speeds, 40 gig per second interface speed.
Wow.
Through that Thunderbolt 3. So it's really, when you're ready to work on the media, then you populate the SSD mags into that desktop enclosure so that you can start editing, rendering, making your copies, things like that at a very quick rate.
Very cool. I did want to end off on that. The Thunderbolt 3 PRO-BLADE Station desktop SSD enclosure. So that's more for obviously stationary use opposed to portable, those who may need it in the field. And it's just much faster speeds.
Yes. And, today the workflow goes, you have to come in from the field with your portable SSDs, for example, and now you need to transfer all that media to the desktop station that you'll be working on. This eliminates that need for transfer. So now when you get back in to your workstation, you simply take the PRO-BLADE SSD mag that you've stored media on in the field and you take it out of the transport and into the station and you start working on that media immediately.
It's a huge time saver.
Yeah, exactly. Eliminating the time it takes to transfer that data.
As someone who shoots a lot of video and edits my own stuff and uploads it, this is like something that's really going to help me out because I hate waiting around for all this. So
yeah,
this sounds great.
Trying to eliminate that downtime.
And both PRO-BLADE products and these optional accessories and all that, this is all available in June?
Correct. The PRO-BLADE SSD Mag and the PRO-BLADE Transport will be available in June, and the PRO-BLADE Station will be available a little bit later in 2022.
In terms of pricing, the SanDisk Extreme Pro memory card lineup starts at only $20. Is that right?
That's correct. So for really incredible speeds from an SD and micro SD card perspective, our UHS 1 cards, yes, they start at a very affordable rate and offer just incredible new read speeds so that you can offload much faster than you had been able to previously.
Wow. And is that micro SD, the little guys, or is it the postage stamp size SD cards?
It's both. Please visit SanDiskProfessional.com.
Congratulations again on the launch of this new lineup. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks, Christina.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning into the 251st episode of Tech It Out. Be well, everyone. Have a great week ahead. We'll catch up with you next time. Bye-bye for now.